Hey, it's Kai here from Family Wheels, and on this episode, it is this bad boy, the 2020 Jeep Gladiator. It's the first truck from Jeep in about 30 years. It's big, it's rugged, it's built for the off-roads. But is it the right car for you and your growing family? I'd be very pleased to try that out for you this week on Family Wheels. The Gladiator name first used as far back as 1962 for Jeep, and then it went to about 71, then it was called the J series after that, and then up to the 90s we had the Comanche, but that was the last truck that we saw from Jeep. But this one, this is a good looking piece of kit. Got lots of compliments on it this week. So what's it got? It's got a 3.6 litre V6 engine putting out 285 horsepower and about 260 pound-feet of torque. There is the torque of a diesel engine coming, which is a 3 litre V6, and that'd be something that I'd probably look at, to be honest with you. That gets about 442 pound-feet of torque, which is huge. Two transmissions to choose from. You've got the 6-speed manual or the 8-speed automatic transmission. I'd probably go for the 6-speed manual, to be honest with you, because hopefully you're going to have some off-road fun in this car. But if you do go for the automatic for the convenience, you've also got the manual gear selection if you just pop that gear shift across, so that you can actually control your gears manually when you're getting into some rough stuff. But with the automatic, the gear shifts are pretty slow. They're pretty labored as well. Even the acceleration in this car, you're getting up to about 60 mile an hour or about 100 Ks in over 7 seconds. So you're not buying this to have a rocket ship. I hope you're not considering this car so that you can get some really good fuel economy, because you're not going to get it. You're getting about 10.4 litres per 100 kilometres on the highway, or 27 miles per gallon. And in the city, you're getting about 14.3 litres per 100 or 20 miles per gallon. I've been doing mostly city driving this week, and to be honest, I've got 23.7 litres per 100. Now this is based on the JL Wrangler, clearly. I mean, you look at it, it's a Jeep. It looks like a Wrangler with the tray on the back. So a lot of it is very, very similar to the JL Wrangler. A couple of differences though. It's actually 31 inches longer, and you've got about 19 extra inches between the axles as well. And also, if you put the towing package on this one, you get a lot more towing capacity. You get up to about 7,600 pound towing capacity, which is pretty good. And the payload on the back is about 1,600 pounds. But I'll repeat myself, this is built for the off-road. There's a bunch of heavy-duty off-road features on this car, especially this one, the Rubicon. So in Canada, there is 3 trim levels, and in the States, there are 4. And this one, the Rubicon, is the top one, which has a bunch of different off-road capabilities. You've got the Rock Track heavy-duty 4-wheel drive system. You've got the True Lock front and rear axles. You can actually lock the front and rear axles electronically inside the cabin here. You can do the rear only or front and the rear. You've got the Off-Road Plus button, and you can also activate the sway bar electronically inside if you're towing something. You've also got front and rear performance shock absorbers, which you can see that on the Rubicon. You look through, you can see the Fox shock absorbers in there. Big ride height on this too. It's like above my knee. So I've got a 5-year-old boy who's reasonably tall for his age, and I have to lift him in. So that's something to think of if you got the kids. Where this car hates being is in the city in an urban setting. It doesn't drive particularly well on sealed roads, especially with these really knobby tires. These are an extra option too. They're noisy, they move all over the place, it feels sloppy on the road. In the highway, it feels just as bad, if not even worse. And it's also noisy on the highway for sure. I mean, this top comes off. You can get a soft top in it as well, but this top pops off. It's really easy. But even with it on, a bunch of cabin noise, and then you got more noise from these tires when you're on the highway. Lots of play in this steering wheel. Look at that. Look at that play in the steering wheel. It's crazy, and that on the highway is a little bit scary. But where this car is happiest is away from civilization. Put the ATV on the back, put the camping gear in the back, put some dirt bikes on there, get some canoes on the go, leave town and just go and have a massive adventure. And this is the kind of rig that can really get you there. The doors come off, the windshield comes off, the roof comes off. You can make it look super cool and just have a blast. But remember, this being a Jeep, it's based on the Wrangler. The inside is not going to be something that is super, super comfortable. It's a mid-sized truck, obviously, but even then, I mean, your footwells on the Jeep are pretty tight. All of the interior, like your consoles, are all sitting pretty close to you. Not a huge amount of passenger room in the back. With our standardized rear-facing kid seat, we've got the chunkiest kid seat ever, the Collect Flow. And when you've got that rear-facing, there's not a lot of room for the front passenger. Also, interior storage, apart from this compartment, which is pretty good. You got a nice tray on the top, and then inside you've actually got a bunch of space in there. Apart from that, I mean, your door trim, you've just got this there's netting on the back of the front seats. You've just got the netting. You've got a smallish glove box, really small glove box. So that's what you're trading off. You do have some storage space under the rear seat, which is lockable, but I mean, to access that, you pretty much got to get everyone out. So that's something that you're trading off. You don't have all the creature comforts on the inside, but if you do pay for it, there's a lot of add-on options. If you really want to, you can be comfortable. And this is a car that actually has that. It's got the winter package of the heated leather steering wheel. It's got leather heated front seats as well. The infotainment system is really good. It's got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. It's easy to navigate. It's fast to react. I love your tactile buttons of your climate control. And there's also a bunch of USB and charging connectivity as well. You can even choose where your outlets come from in terms of plugging into your infotainment system. And you've also got a 115 volt power outlet on your tray back there if you want to charge some things on the go, or maybe to power your fridge when you're taking off for about 7 weeks on a holiday by yourself, or with the family maybe. Obviously, we don't need to do our famous standardized test of the trunk space because, hey, it's a truck, so you're going to fit a lot of stuff in there for a growing family. And also something else I'd usually do is I'd ask, what does my wife think? Because you've got to have balance. You've got to ask the other significant person in your life if this is a viable car. What she said about this one, she loves the ride height and she can't wait to see the back of it. She's like, she hated it. She loved the ride height, but the rest of it, she's like, this is not a car that I want to be in and out of all the time. It's high, it's bumpy, but man, it's great fun and it turns a lot of heads. And if you're going to use it in the right scenario, this could be a super capable car for you. It's rugged. You can kind of treat it like garbage if you want, and it will just come back for more. You sacrifice some creature comforts on the inside. You sacrifice a little bit of space, but hey, it's a great car. It's super fun. It does have a couple of modern features on it though, which helps out. It has your blind spot warning. It has a really nice reverse camera, which sits on your infotainment system here. So it has that to keep it in line and help you feel a little bit more confident. And that's a good thing because I wouldn't be a responsible car reviewer, especially for Family Wheels, if I didn't tell you that this car has not been safety rated, neither has the JL Wrangler that it is based on, and it doesn't have a time when it's actually going to be safety rated either. And I think that's because, I mean, historically we know that they don't have the best safety ratings. As I said, it's been pretty sloppy on the road. It sort of moves about on uneven pavement, etc. But it has been safety rated just recently in Australia, and it got a 1 out of 5 star safety rating. So in terms of the safety, if you want to have that confidence for you and your family, that's something to take into account. So that's the 2020 Jeep Gladiator, the first truck from Jeep in about 30 years. It's happiest away from civilization. If you put it in the city, it's kind of like, I don't know, opening up a zoo in the desert and having it full of polar bears. It's just not right. If you like this review, you found it useful, make sure you give it a like and subscribe to Family Wheels right up here so you can catch all of our reviews as soon as they come out every single week. Until next time, from Family Wheels, I'm Kai.